Hey guys, Cam here from PhoneDog.com, and it is time for another episode of Fetch, the weekly show where we bring you all the coolest and most discussion-worthy topics from around the PhoneDog network. And this week's wallpaper is sort of inspired by a couple of my favourite things. You can guess which they are. Incidentally, the guy who does the voice for Stewie in Family Guy is the same guy who does mine. First up in this week's episode of Fetch, I wanted to turn your attention to the exciting rumours that the HTC One M8 is going to be coming in Windows flavour. So there'll be the same hardware and design as what you notice on the Android version of the HTC One M8, except it's going to be running Windows Phone. The only downside is at the moment it seems to be exclusive to Verizon in the States. At the moment it's just a rumour, and it could be launching on August the 21st. That gives us only 3 weeks before it's due to arrive. Cost is supposed to be about $200 up front on a 2-year plan, and it's supposedly going to be launched alongside some .view cases which will work the same way as what they work on the Android model. The question is, do you want a Windows Phone 8 HTC One M8? That kind of rhymes. Second is the news that Instagram has launched its very own Snapchat competitor. It's called Bolt, and it's available on the App Store now. Because we need another Snapchat competitor. And let's not forget, Instagram is owned by Facebook. And Facebook only just recently launched its own Slingshot app, which is supposedly another Snapchat competitor. Seemingly can't get enough of them. And what's worse is that the Bolt name was already taken by an independent developer. And so he pleaded with Facebook and Instagram to change the name, but that's not likely to happen anytime soon because, if you remember recently, Facebook launched an app called Paper. And we all know anyone who has an iPad or an iPhone will be familiar with the name Paper already because it's an app called Paper. It's a very well-known app, and you paint on it. Really cool, I like it a lot. And they asked Facebook to change the name of Paper, and did Facebook change the name of Paper? No, they did not. So they're probably not going to change Bolt either. Big news this week was that the French telecoms giant called Iliad made a bid to buy TMobile from Deutsche Telekom. And this is surprising because Deutsche Telekom and SoftBank, the Japanese carrier who owns Sprint, have been in talks for months and supposedly are just ironing out the final details and getting out their argument all bulletproof so that they can show it off to the Department of Justice and FCC to try and make sure that they actually approve of this deal, which doesn't seem very likely. But Iliad from France came in last minute and offered about $33 per share, and Deutsche Telekom apparently have just rejected it straight away. And it's not really a surprise when you consider Sprint or SoftBank have actually made an offer of $40 per share, so they're actually massively over what Iliad is offering. Actually, the whole bid thing doesn't make a lot of sense to anybody who understands numbers because Iliad itself is worth less than T-Mobile, and so it was only offering to buy about 56% of T-Mobile for a much lower rate than what was already on the table from SoftBank and Sprint. So yeah, that's probably not going to happen anytime soon. And last but not least, you will be glad to know that hideous photographs of selfies will not be limited to placemats and cups and pillows and cushions and t-shirts any longer because Google is planning its own workshop. Now, Google Workshop looks like it's going to be offering you the ability to have a customized printed case for your Nexus 5 device. Or at least that's what the leaked images suggest. Now, there are two different options here. You can either have MapMe, and this service offers to print basically a map of one of your favourite locations or where you live on the back of your phone in sort of a two-tone, really nice minimalist style. But then there's the Moments version, which gives you the opportunity to have your terrible photographs printed on the back of a phone. We know you love to take selfies, and we know that you just can't get enough of them, and there aren't enough places in the world for you to put them on, so why not put them on the back of your phone? Because everyone wants one there. Of course, there were more than just those 4 stories across the PhoneDog Media Network this week, so I implore you, go check out our other sites. There's Android and Me, Today's iPhone, Timo News, and PhoneDog.com. I'm at PhoneDog_Cam on Twitter. Please feel free to get in touch there if you have any questions or suggestions, comments, or if you want to tell me what wallpaper to use next. and also use the comments down below. I get involved and read as often as I possibly can. I will see you again soon. Incidentally, the guy who does the voice for Stewie in Family Guy is the same guy who does mine. It's ridiculous how many people think I don't actually talk like this, because this is a fake accent I've been working on for 30 years.